announcements. Here's how this one's going to work. As you know, I am alkali. That means this is a charity panel. And as I always say, if you can give, give. If you can't, don't worry about it and enjoy the show. There's a little added incentive in this one. You see, there are these beautiful things called 20s, 50s, and $100 bills. There's also $500 bills, and if I see one of those, I'm going to cry nonstop forever. These are in-game items. If you donate a 20, a 50, or a 100, please feel free to take 1, 2, or 3, respectively. You can pass them out to your friends in the audience. That is perfectly okay. Guys, these are in-game items. They are explained on the sheet. If you don't quite understand them, don't worry about it. Somebody sitting next to you will help you out with what they mean. These are in-game scrolls. Guys, do not tell the players what they can do until it happens.
Deck of many things!
It is not quite a deck of many things, because if it was, this guy wouldn't be playing anymore. Yes, John?
I beat you with that.
You did beat me with the deck of deck. He literally beat me with. I never thought he could use the deck of things as a weapon until he took the deck and beat me.
Can we buy our own scrolls?
You cannot buy your own scrolls.
Sending down money for charity.
No, you guys have a different deck. Those are the Whose Lines cards.
Wait, can they buy us nice things instead of screwing us over?
Most of these cards could work for nice things or screwing you over. Most. Some of them will only help, and I think there's one of them that can only
I know
hurt.
where most of you are sleeping tonight. Can we use the PayPal link for
You may use
I would like to know where
PayPal.
most of you are sleeping
I
tonight.
give you 20 now. I get one.
Get one of those, please. Feel free.
Woo-hoo, I get one.
Grab one of the cards. Guys, thank you so much. Holy shit.
for watching my drunk.
And final announcement, guys. I'm assuming that some of you are here because you actually watch this show online.
No, what's that?
Thank you.
We're online?
Yes, John.
No, you just did lines. We're online.
Oh my God.
What's the one?
I should have made more apparently.
Yeah, you're running
Running
out.
out.
Really fucking quick.
Use the Whose Lines cards.
Holy shit. Did we just sell out of those? Alright.
Started.
Well, that means I don't need to worry about the fourth announcement. There was a stack of paper up there.
So
Those
you
are-
knocked out the microphone like 8 times with that pour.
That was the stack to help them. I was really worried when I wrote this single event that it would be too easy if all of those got bought. So I made a DM's deck. One,
I'm just ready to take it now, sir.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And now I get 5, right? I get 10.
Those are my unique abilities that totally break the game.
Nice little statement for you.
I didn't think that would happen so quickly. All right.
I told you you underestimated yourself.
Holy crap. Guys, Xander does send his apologies. He will be here. He's in the dance competition, and the dance competition is running late right now. Fox and Pepper are rocking out with their instruments out.
And Rose.
Ow. I think I just broke the table.
Yeah, haha on you on skipping a real bar to watch the fake one.
So, holy crap.
We don't have paladins.
Players? Guys, you have your character sheets, you have your dice.
Where's my dragon?
Your dragon will be coming. Little Shaka.
What kind of dragon is he?
Dragon Monk! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons! My name is Alkali. I will be your DM for the night. What we are playing is a homespun version of 3.5. If a rule doesn't make sense, that's because I didn't like it or I really wanted one of them to die.
Ladder.
That being said, let us do our introductions, starting all the way over here.
Hi, I'm Mackie playing Ashton the Ranger.
Thank you. I'm too old. Woo! I'm sorry. Ashton the Ranger, what's your catchphrase? That's correct, absolutely nothing. Total silence.
Silent judging.
Silent and judging.
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Carbon, the dwarf fighter.
And Carbon, what's your catchphrase?
It might be lightning bolt.
Hi, I'm Miko. I'm playing Jay Blue, the Rogue. You did
And Jay Blue, what's your catchphrase?
it. Just a kid.
It makes this game so awkward. Until, hey, at least he's not 5 years old and drinking from the ever full flask.
Bastard kid.
I've still got a ballad to write on that one.
And finally, Dustin.
Hi, I'm Dusty, playing Twitch Tinkerfoot, the halfling bard.
Woo! And Twitch, your catchphrase.
I have too much of an audience with me here, so does everybody know the catchphrase? 2, 3.
Strum. I love that he just decided his catchphrase is it's a noise. And I don't know what that was, but that was an interesting noise. And guys, just because when he comes in, we'll already be in the game, so just so you know, our final player, thank you so much, will be Xander the Blue, playing Xhaka, and I believe his catchphrase is, Alkali, how did you make me do this, and why did I have to draw my own junk?
It's that or splits kick.
No, it would be fucking split stick at this point.
He will land one.
It's not until he can do it correctly.
You're right. So we start this the same way you start everything. Guys, are you ready? Last time! And I turn it over to the players. What happened?
You got screwed. 18 plus, you got fucked.
I heroically delayed action so you all could escape.
I love that you just keep...
Heroic.
Heroic.
Let's see. That was after we ran into the whole fairy ritual thing with the kobolds, and we learned how purple kobolds are made.
Yes.
Don't ask your parents.
They already know.
That's right. No, then we got popped out of that. The mean cleric that we assume is all icy is doing the thing.
Oh, treat.
Yeah,
Mean
okay.
cleric.
Mean
is
cleric.
doing
Okay,
all
fine.
things.
Mean cleric.
Oh,
broke
cheat, a
my
bitch slapping
hammer.
Yep,
cleric.
they were trying to arrest us, and Tarbin over here so gallivantly just decided to go and save us by throwing himself at them while we all snuck out the back door.
It almost worked.
And it almost worked. He could have dimension doored out, and instead he dimension doored behind them.
You've got 1,000 feet, and you picked 40 of them.
Yes.
Good job.
I think you kind of got most of the shit there. And I just want to make sure we all understand, how did the last game end? And I love this. Some of the players don't know this because they weren't free last Friday. So the way the game ended was as you guys were walking through the sewers to save your friend Tarbin, all of a sudden everything blacked out. You felt yourself slowly falling into the beautiful arms of Orpheus. You find yourselves getting sleepy. You find yourself slowly sinking into the water of a sewer, and one of you cares about that because you used to be clean.
It's also above my head. I'm 3 feet tall.
So at the end of this game, you drown.
Blub blub, baby.
Love, babe.
Now, Tarbin, you on the other hand,
And very cold.
yes, you are incredibly cold. You, on the other hand, have already been asleep. So today's game starts in a totally black plane. A lot of nothing. Because right now, it wasn't time yet. Tarbin, you joined a little early. And sitting in front of you is a marvelously set table. There are 2 chairs.
I think you're baiting me.
There are 2 chairs at the table, and as your eyes focus in this dark, dreary plane, one of them pushes itself out.
Dark vision.
You do have dark vision. You can see to the edges of the plane. There is a slight color variation where the floor stops and nothingness begins. A chair has just pushed itself out for you.
I'll sit down. You're gonna talk louder. I'll sit down.
I did not expect that. I have to change the whole campaign. You sit down at the table, And as you sit, the chair pushes itself back in. A smorgasbord of food in front of you, and since we all know what you eat, 8 hamburger patties and 2 steaks appear in the center of the table. A salad appeared for a moment, but demons came in and carried it away and brought it to the 4th floor of hell, where it belongs.
So, salad is a promissory note that food is about to arrive.
But it did have ranch dressing, just letting you know.
American dress.
American dressing.
Wait, you sat at a table?
He's eating
I
with
got
the enemy. As you sit down, a ever-shifting form appears in the chair across from you. Tarbin, I presume. Tarbin, you are reckless. Tarbin, I have been watching. I have been enjoying you. Tarbin, you and your group bring me joy. But I must say that I think there is something you can learn. I sit and I watch, and all I want to do is help. I want you to hear me. Will you let me help you, Tarbin?
Are you going to teach me Fireball?
Tarbin, I think if you ever casted something other than lightning, my heart would break.
Yeah, mine too.
In the back of your mind, you have been learning your magic. In the back of your mind where all of your magic resides, because your magic is innate. You just channel it. You don't incant spells. You just know how to do it. All the knowledge you had learned about that beautiful radius spell, Fireball, just slipped away from you. And all you could think of is lightning. However, there's one part of that spell that remains, and that is the 20-foot radius. And you think with a little bit of training, you will be able to morph a lightning bolt into lightning ball.
All right.
Tarbin, you may attempt to cast this spell, however, it will take a will saving throw the first time you cast it, and until you can cast it properly, it is the same effect as a fireball, only with lightning.
Awesome.
I think you're gonna smash the table from the underside.
I expected nothing less from you. Tarbin, I'm giving you a gift. Will you let me help you?
Sure.
Excellent. And at that point, all of you fall into swamp water that is flowing through a sewer. You know, the normal thing that happens when Tarbin agrees to shit. He was saying scrum. You fall into the water. You feel like you're falling for an eternity until you find yourself seated around a table that you're fairly certain used to be covered in food, but right now has some bone scraps from 2 steaks and some hamburger buns that were definitely not utilized.
You guys are late.
I mean, I forgive you for destroying the appetizers, but when's food?
Those were the appetizers?
Duh. It's so early, yes? Second breakfast? 3rd breakfast? 4th breakfast?
Was it early or late?
I don't know anymore.
Really?
Last I checked, it was like 10:30 maybe.
The table clears itself.
Oh, no. I'm not done.
Sitting in the middle of the table is a dark wand with a blood red opal in the hilt. A voice fills the nondescript room. This is the exit. And I will warn you right now.
Hey guys, don't touch the thing. Look,
Yeah.
last time we did one of these things, somebody wanted to murder all of us. He didn't, but somebody did.
And I enjoyed thoroughly viewing that. But now I need to give you a warning. This item will only ever have 3 uses. Never another use.
Yeah.
There is only one way to activate it, and that is a single word which I cannot tell you. And just know that there is only one valid target for this item. I will repeat myself because I'm very, very sorry. I'm quite good at bringing you all together, but I have only one way to send you home. This item has 3 uses. This item must be used against a valid target, of which there is only 1 of. And to activate it, you need to use the proper activation word, which is a single word.
What's the word?
I can't tell you that. I'm teaching
What's
you
the
a
word?
lesson.
It's more hamburgers. It's more hamburgers. That's it. More hamburgers. That's where hamburger.
A hamburger appears in front of you, Twitch.
I give it to Tarvin.
I want one.
A hamburger appears in front of you. You have acquired 1 hamburger.
Let's fill your pouch with meat.
500 pounds of hamburger.
Yes!
You feel a tingle in your pouch.
No, the pixie pouch.
You feel a You feel a tingle in your pixie
You
pouch.
just said you feel a tingle in your pouch in front of.
This is going so much worse than I ever planned.
I'm a fox. I mean,
Okay, back on track. What's the word?
Make it worse. Not cool, dude.
Energy starts to form above the table, and the voice deepens.
it's a hamburger.
You know what? Screw you. Hold on. I need to figure, guys, I need 10 seconds.
That's a 20. First 20 of the night.
All right. I have already told you the rules. Allow me to bring in something from my world. And standing at the other side of the room, walking out of the shadows, is a man. A normal torso, normal legs, arms, holding 2 swords, with a giant hamburger for a head.
Excuse me, do you want to be part of the surprise?
We
Robble,
need a new
robble.
attraction.
Robble, robble, robble. He points the sword at all of you, and energy begins to glow, and from the sky, I'm so sorry, Tarbin. I am trying to teach you guys something, but first comes first, entertainment. Begin casting.
Do your thing.
Finish casting.
No, okay.
The bolt of energy hits the table, animate object. The table stands up. And immediately turns to Tarbin for a surprise slam attack. Fuck! Hey, Tarbin! Guess who got the first critical of the game? Revenge is a bitch! Oh, wait!
That's not what happened. Reroll.
I choose not to re-roll. Please re-roll for me. The table stands up. It rears back and slams down on Tarbin
12.
for 17 to your AC. What's your AC?
Oh, my AC's 19.
And Tarbin merely puts up his hand and says,
No.
"Gentlemen, initiative, go."
Oh no. For once.
All right, who's got 20 or above?
24.
20. I don't like that at all.
Hit stick. Duh.
All right, Tarbin got a 24. Who's got 15? What do you got?
3.
You got a 3? Oh, 23. All right, Ashton got 23. Who's got 20 or below?
18.
18. And
For those playing at home.
Jay?
16.
16. Okay, those are my 2. Thank you. Well,
Twitch, I don't think you've ever rolled that high.
Ever.
I don't-
This is the highest initiative I think I've had.
I don't think I've ever let all of you go before me, so fuck this noise. Go ahead, Tarbin. Number volume.
It's a wooden table?
The table is made of wood. It is a wooden square table. It is standing about 8 feet tall right now.
Searing light.
Alright, we're already casting some big spells. Searing light into the table. Go ahead, roll your damage.
That's it.
I'm sorry, roll to hit the object giant in front of you. Let's see that one, bitch.
12.
Shit. This isn't working out the way I wanted.
38.
Yes. 4. Go ahead. Alright, Tarbin outstretches his finger while holding back the table and slightly tickles it. And then burns a hole through the fucking thing.
12 points of damage.
For 12 points of fire damage, which is going to do double against the wooden object for 24, and the table is on fire. However,
Favorite enemy, people. Favorite
as
enemy.
if I remember correctly, and please correct if I'm wrong, you guys immediately yelled out, "Do not touch it," which means the wand is now clattering against the ground, laying there, and I'm going to just give it to you. You usually watch pretty intently. The Hamburglar is looking at the wand and licking his lips. Ashton, your turn. It's the hamburgers from their world.
So it's McDonald's land?
Turns out this is just a giant freaking way for us to advertise for McDonald's.
Brought to you by Mushroom Sauce.
Hey guys, it's right down the road. You can see it from the window.
Ashton, what do you do?
I'll draw my bow and fire upon the flaming table.
Ashton draws his bow and takes 3 different shots against the flaming table. Ashton, go ahead and roll. He's here. Ashton draws back the bow, 3 arrows in his hand. There he is.
Dragon Bone! Dragon Bone!
Ladies and gentlemen, shotgun!
He fights his dicks.
He hits with sticks
and shows his dicks.
Dragon Bone. Sandra, I don't know how to tell you this, but right now, they are fighting an animated flaming table, and the Hamburglar is there.
Is this what happens when I go dance?
Yes! You weren't here to control me.
Yes, it's entirely your fault.
Ashton, what do you do?
Fire upon the table with a 24.
You hit with a 24?
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to going between the tables, like through the hole that he made. But no, that is most definitely a hit.
Hey, it's got more legs.
Go ahead and roll your 3 hits, and go ahead and roll them.
Do we have a PHP?
PHP, yes we do.
Oh no, we're breaking out the book.
Yep, it's never good when he looks at the book. What do you got?
You can't read.
Hey.
22.
22 points of damage? Alright, you see the arrow go flying true, but he knows that hitting an animated table with an arrow, that's not going to help, so what does he go for? The legs. That's right, always go for the legs. The arrow comes in, the first one striking one of the legs that's about to come down on poor Tarbin. The second one splitting that arrow, and the third one splitting that arrow and splitting the leg. Unfortunately, piercing damage is no effect to this creature. However, for that much damage, you have shattered one of the legs and will only get 1 attack around now instead of 2. So it's got a negative right now, 2 times per turn it can attack. Twitch, your turn.
We're beginning combat already. I have to make my lyre appear. And begin an inspiring song. Ba da ba ba ba.
That song is gonna give us heart disease.
Yeah, but it feels good.
It's
+2 for the party.
I am going to say that all of you do get the +2, and the Hamburglar gets -2 for feeling dirty. Mayor McCheese hasn't shown up yet. He's later. All right, that leads us to, you still have a move action. That was your attack action. Do you want to move?
Yeah, away from the table.
All right,
Me no fighties. Me no fighties.
You move away from the table and farther away from the Hamburglar, I assume.
I bruise easily, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, you walk away. Now that you're walking, you didn't. I don't think you have dark vision. We're gonna say you don't for right now. It takes you a little bit before you realize there is an end to this room, and you can now see it. So you do know that you are in a confined space. Which brings us over to Jay.
Well, I see the big creepy thing staring down a thing, and there's a thing.
There is
so
a thing.
I want it.
Okay. Oh no.
We weren't supposed to touch it, but I just did this. So I'm going to actually take my shawl here.
Okay.
I'm not going to touch the thing. I want to move in and I want to pick it up. I understand it's right next to the table.
Okay.
I will take that.
You go in to go pick up the wand. You put your shawl around your hand, you bend over to pick it up. The table, that can only sense things, it can't actually see, knows you're right behind it. You are holding it back. You have burned a hole in it. And it goes, okay, and falls backwards onto you.
Okay.
Attack of opportunity.
Did the table just flip itself?
The table just flipped itself, and in true comedic fashion, you go right through the hole that he burned in it. We have a change. What do we got? I am changing the one. We have somebody against the PCs. Thank you. He rolled a 1 on the big die, so that is a double 1. I have a rule in my game, it has not come up yet, guys, unless it is a designated boss character. Rolling a 20, a natural 20, confirming on a natural 20 is an auto kill. But I just saw 1 and 1. So the table goes to fall backwards, and Tarbin, you're having none of that shit. So you yell out, Jay! Incoming! And jump on the table. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Buster Keaton, incoming.
Buster.
Jay, you have a move. Whatever you do right now, it is automatically a critical hit against the table. You get a free action. What would you like to do? As Tarbin is tackling the table onto you, and you're about to go right through the hole.
Phrasing. One.
You know what? No, I'll take the risk here. I'm going to move towards the Hamburglar.
All right.
I'm still picking up the thing, right?
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it in your hand. Yep, you got it in the thing.
This is mine.
All right, so you jump through the table, and because I was giving it to you anyway, as you jump with your free hand, because you do have wand in one hand, with your free hand, you draw that dagger. A rogue's dagger, and you think, well, a table doesn't have a back, but it has a bottom. That kind of seems like it should be worth extra damage, and in this case, somehow, it was. So I'm going to say you do lose one of your daggers, as when you jump, you put it butt to the ground, jump through the hole, and the table goes, bam, right onto the dagger, which comes out right by your forehead. However, it is going to do full sneak attack and critical damage. Please roll. 1-1, it doesn't make sense. It's D&D. I also love that the first person to go against the PCs, our PC die went, fuck you.
I am so happy it worked out that way.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay.
So 2.
Just so you know, you're going to the end of the round. That just puts you-
Okay, sure, yeah.
Okay. All right. Excuse me.
So 18.
18 points of damage. That's with a critical, double rolling your foresighter and doubling your
20.
20. Okay. All right. The table splinters. You can see a crack going down the middle of the table. However, it is not destroyed yet. I'm still going to say it is your turn. In one hand, you are clutching the cloak with the wand. You jump through the hole in the table. You are standing next to it, and the hamburger is looking directly at you. I will give you a full standard action still. You have a standard action left.
I will turn towards the Hamburglar,
It's hard to say it for me, too.
and obviously I'm still holding the thing in this hand, so
Yes.
I'll do it like this.
Okay then.
Would that be a taunt?
That would be a taunt. I don't know in this case because
a full attack action. I can't go full defensive, can I?
you can go defensive, but you can't go full defensive.
No,
Right.
you know what? That's fine.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
No worries.
It's its turn. It's the table's turn. A table had 4 legs. It's now got 3. It only had 2 attacks, but it is now laying on its back with you laying on top of it, so it's going to take all 3 legs and go, nyeh. So instead of 4 attacks, I can get 3 attacks against you, Tarbin. 1. You're 20? 19. Hit. Miss. One of the legs hits you. It comes down right at your head, trying to push you closer to the dagger. This is going to be a strength save. However, it's not pushing very hard. I'm looking for a botch here. Strength save to go into the dagger. What'd you roll? I actually rolled decently.
I rolled 15.
50? That's impressive.
15.
Oh, 15. Oh, with a 12, nope. However, the leg does hit you. It's 2 strength. I rolled decent there, though. 9 points of damage to Tarbin, as the table is just kind of battering you like a freaking, I don't want to say that word, but we're going to say it, retard. Yeah, it's just hitting him as hard as it can.
I don't want to say that word, but I'm going to say that word.
Retard. I'm retarded. I'm cool with this. All right, on the other side of the room is not Mayor McCheese, which I've wanted to say like 8 times right now. Thank you guys so much. On the other side of the room is the creature that looks like the Hamburglar. As he reaches his hand out to you, you can see for a moment the illusion is breaking, and that creature is a shapeless individual. The entire thing seems off, and in that moment when the concentration breaks, you're not on the table, you're frozen, laying somewhere, freezing cold. The rest of you can feel your lungs struggling to breathe, but it all comes back in that moment as a spell flies out of his hand for you. You are not actually touching the wand, correct?
No.
In that case, I need to know every magic item you are touching.
None?
None? Actually, that might be right.
No, let me double check, but no.
Item is a magic item.
Okay, guy.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Nothing?
I got nothing.
And the spell does nothing. We're going to say the bolt does hit you. A burst of purple energy hits your chest, envelops your entire body. You can actually feel it trying to touch the wand, but there's something missing from the wand, and that would be a person to activate it. The wand is immune. The spell comes right back to the Hamburglar's hand, and he looks at you a little angry. The flesh, the burger, the body melts away, and the shapeless gray form stands there in front of you, fangs dripping with bile coming out of his mouth. As the illusion starts to fade away and you all find yourself in the middle of a town, a dilapidated well sitting at the center, bodies scattered around, the town burning. You all recognize it. The tavern that you all used to sit inside of and hang out with your favorite tavern keeper and Nilla, your favorite wench. The town has been burnt to a crisp. And all that stands there is a flaming table and a gray, shapeless humanoid. And finally, from absolutely nowhere, yawning, Jaka walks out of a building.
Hi guys, what I missed?
Jaka, I'm pretty sure you have the description of what is going on. Your turn.
I am glad you found your pants.
Oh shit. That's what I say. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't know.
I don't know what to do. What are my options here?
Everything. It's D&D. You can do anything and everything.
D&D.
What can I punch?
Great form. Punch the
You
great
can make
form.
it to everyone on the map. Yeah, we're not doing with a map, so unless I say otherwise, you can always reach everything.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna. I guess I'm gonna attack the Grey Form.
Describe it and roll it.
Stunning Fist, actually.
All right! You're ready to roll. Jaka running across I was about to say across the map because in my mind I'm still using miniatures. Jaka runs towards the gray shapeless form, jumps in the air, his arm back, he comes down and punches the motherfucker in the face. Jaka, what is my save on Stunning Fist? It's on page 2.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's not.
It's a new character sheet. Last time was 14. I'm going to say 15 off. I'm going to say it off of memory. Guys, if we have to change that for the show, whatever.
It's D&D.
You punch the creature, and it opens its maw and catches your fist in its hand.
That's fine.
Did I hear a nope? Oh, good. You are currently considered grappled with the creature. Tarbin, it is your turn.
I'm still laying on top of a flaming table, right?
You are still on top of a flaming table with a dagger this far from your forehead.
Can I get my hands in the hole?
Yeah, you can get your hands in the hole.
I just try to rip it apart.
You're just going to rip the table in half?
You know, I'll even rage for it.
God damn it!
Remember,
Tarbin.
you Tarbin, I twitch.
Tarbin, what do you envision in your rage?
I get an eye twitch.
No,
I
what's
did.
dancing in your head?
Oh yeah, flying table.
Yeah, table.
This is the stuff of nightmares.
Tarbin yells out a guttural roar. In his head, he can see every table that has ever wronged him, which apparently is
One ottoman.
And one ottoman, because he needed to stop that empire from taking over. All right, you rage. You reach into the hole of the table. Your muscles strain and strength check. Straight strength check. I'm going
That's
to use
a 19,
plus your strength bonus.
which gives me a 25.
I cannot beat it, but I can roll a 20. I cannot roll a 20. And with the amount of hit points it had left, I am going to say that Tarbin reaches down to the last words that he says are, "Table, you picked the wrong day. Both of my weapons got shattered in the last game. Smash! You are holding a pair of 2x4s, which is all that remains of the table.
Excellent.
They are also flaming. And because of the energy, because of something that you can just feels right, the flames dissipate, folding itself into the weapons themselves. The wood, which just used to be some kind of a pine before, glows a soft red. You are holding a pair of improvised weapons, so they only do a d6 damage, plus a 1d6 fire damage per hit. You have 2 of them.
Flaming councils on revenge.
Yes. Ashton, your turn. Louder. Say again.
We've got our blue or our gray mush of a humanoid, right?
Yes.
All remains.
Bushman.
Mushman.
Oh my god, it's a pink goo.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's the chicken nuggets. Excuse me.
Ashton, I will give you 10 seconds.
I'm gonna try for reduced person.
Reduced person.
You did say humanoid.
I totally said humanoid. All right, good call. All right, Ashton, what is my saving throw on reduced person? Look at it's on his sheet, John. I put them all on there. Highlighted number.
13.
13. Ashton, remembering his training, thinks back to his master, showing him the uses of using reduced person to shrink down people so that you can carry him with him. You remember a miscast that made Twitch as small as he is now.
A big one counts. Calm down right here.
Begin casting. Finish casting. The creature starts to morph, starts to shift. Xander, fortitude save.
What do I do?
Roll that for me.
You mod a big one here. Total?
18.
18. The creature starts to shrink down. You can feel a strange sensation. You kind of remember it from your first few dates as he's trying to use his tongue to push your fist out of his mouth.
Oh my.
The creature starts shrinking. You shriek in pain as his teeth dig into your arm. His head is shrinking around it. And you all hear a sickening pop as his head explodes around your hand. Xander, you take 8 points of piercing damage, and the creature explodes into a pile of goo upon the ground. A small pile of goo.
That was highly successful.
Yes, that was highly successful.
Man, I was excited about being taller than someone for once.
You're taller than the goo.
I put the goo in my pouch.
You open your pouch to find it filled with hamburgers.
I ate one.
You eat one?
Yes.
And you put the goo in with the hamburgers?
Yes.
The secret sauce is acquired.
Szechuan sauce.
A voice flows through the town. 3 uses. A single target.
We heard you
a
the
single
first time,
And the second.
and now the third.
I wrote it down, the fourth.
The future.
Future.
The town laid out ahead of you, a decimated version of where you come from. The tavern burnt to a crisp, nothing but the stonework left behind. The well in the center of town, putrid, a smell coming from it, worse than rotten eggs, worse than death. This
Tarbin.
well has been worse than Tarbin.
I wouldn't eat those hamburgers.
Guys, what do you do? Open play.
Oh shit. Okay. What can I do?
So what is going on?
I got these. Flaming swords.
As you swing them, they leave a little trail behind. And Jaka, because we all know your history, you're very enthralled by the little trail of flaming red.
Ooh, you should do a backflip. Come on,
Please,
you can do
I've
it.
never seen that work. I'm not going to.
You should try though.
In your dreams, maybe. All right, what are we doing?
Well, what do we got? Let's,
So we're here.
ish.
Why? No?
Do you still have the wand?
I don't have the wand. Do you have the wand?
I have the wand. Have you the wand?
God damn it.
I mean,
No, guys, just kidding. I have the wand. I just, yeah, no, that seems pretty important. I wouldn't steal. I mean, Scott.
Just look at it. What's the wand do?
I'm not gonna look.
Yeah, look at it. Let me look at it. Let me look at it.
Okay.
you put mystery.
I'll hold it out to you in the shawl.
I'll examine it. Use magic device.
Yeah, are you touching it?
No.
Okay, you're using it.
No.
I told you not to touch it.
If you are going to examine it,
Yes.
use magical device will not help you. You're actually going to have to use your spellcraft on this one, which is your spellcraft plus your level in my game.
Also, Jaka, I think you might be pretty good at this thing. The finding out the stuff. I don't know. It's a
Do I
thing.
don't have to touch it to do that,
There-
do I?
There's a thing.
28.
28 on your. Okay. You're only getting one piece of information as you examine this.
Okay.
So a moment ago, everything was shattering. A moment ago, you felt yourselves back breathing in water. You felt yourself cold. This is just part of this world. This wand is the same as this building, which is the same as this well, which is the same as this dead body, which is the same as the creature that just attacked you. It's just there. The wand, as far as you can tell, is nothing.
Okay, that doesn't help.
Aren't we?
I don't think we're in Gentle Morty anymore, Jacka.
Okay. All right. Damn it. Nice questions.
Yeah.
What?
Pinch yourself.
Look at myself.
Pinch yourself.
I'll do it.
Ah! I guess he
You
pitched
been
me.
Shaka?
Yeah.
It hurt.
All right then.
He pitched me again. He won't stop pitching me. Stop it!
Okay.
Jesus,
Make me.
this is not helping. Make you?
No.
Don't please.
Push him away from the pinching.
Oh.
Huh.
Jesus Christ.
Anything look unnatural there? Action.
Okay.
You know the wilderness better than I. I know the inside of a tavern. You know the outside one.
Well, I know everything that we know and love is on fire or burned down or.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I wouldn't say know and love. It's a temporary opportunity, kind of like, you know, temporary
I'm sorry,
employment.
did you want to go back to the place where meteors were raining down?
Eventually.
I like this guy.
Not everything you know and love. In the door of the tavern stands an old friend, Walter Shields,
Oh, man.
standing there
Walter. Who's
with
Walter?
a lute. Walter Shields, you will
Oh my
recognize.
god.
Is he the art? Right?
Walter Shields is in fact the bard from the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walter Shields stands in the door of the tavern. Most of his flesh burnt off, his skull being shown through one side of his face and the other side covered in putrid, wretched disease.
Man, buddy, guy, friends, Bluff, you look great. You drink?
I would love a drink. Would you join me?
Are
He
you
walks over to the well.
Oh.
I'll join him.
You join him.
I'll walk over to the well.
He puts his hand over the well, the bucket rises, the bucket covered in old moss. The bucket with a crack down the middle, the water leaking out of it quickly.
I walk up behind him.
Okay. Go ahead.
I touch him on the back.
You touch his back, way softer than he should be. His flesh has been putrefied. He is rotting away as he speaks.
Command undead.
Commander dead. Yeah. Okay.
I don't like yeah.
I lost my 20-sided somehow.
You know
Nope, I found it. All right, Command Undead, give me the saving throw on that one.
14.
14. Give me a second to think of this one. That's complicated. Okay, yeah, all right. You reach out, touch the soft back, Command Undead. And as you begin casting Command Undead, you feel a hand on your back. Control living. Roll. Will save. Thank you. Will save.
You got lucky.
Okay.
What'd you get?
12.
You got lucky.
What?
Automatic save.
Hold on. Automatic save? What was your number anyway?
12?
That was a very good use of that.
Best friend.
I think we have some fans of Cirque du Soleil. I mean,
Hey, Twitch, drink. Yes. George. 4 of them. All right. So we're actually going to have to do this in turn. You reach out and touch the creature. You begin casting Command Undead. The creature is looking over at you, Twitch, and you hear, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that you were better than me. I guess you do need your group." Command Undead, begin casting, finish the casting, complete. His eyes go blank, and you can tell the mind that was there is no longer there. Jay, you felt a hand on your back for just a moment. A spell casting. It coursed through your spine, a feeling that you will never forget for the rest of your days, as the magic went through your spinal cord and began to touch your brain. It felt physical. You felt it start to manipulate
It's
you.
squishy.
It's squishy. But the worst part about this, when you live somewhere, when you feel safe in your house, you can walk around it in the dark. You can walk through your house without ever opening your eyes because you know it. It's home. It's refreshing. It's comfortable. And that's how this creature felt inside your mind. You don't know why you knew that, but you knew that this creature knew exactly where to go. And only through sheer will and by the grace of the world that you are in did you fight this off. And the hand just simply dissipates off your back. And a small, weak, frightened voice comes through. "Jay, don't leave me here." Twitch! The creature is looking at you, his eyes just went to nothingness.
you know, if I was a smaller man,
I don't like this.
I wouldn't exist. But anyway.
The bucket falls into the water, a large splash. The two goblets that had appeared vanish into nothingness, a little bit of dust left behind.
Yeah, everything here is going to try to kill us.
It's Australia.
As you stand there, the foreground, the background all flows away, and you find yourselves in the outback of Australia.
What? Really?
What's Australia?
There is a warm wind blowing around, and all you can hear is snakes, spiders, alligators, and koalas, and they're all chanting, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die."
Spiders, I'm out. Fucking spiders.
Are there any large crickets?
There are multiple large crickets.
Oh, I mean, you're a dragon, yeah. I eat one.
You eat a large cricket.
Make the best of it.
A voice flows in on the wind. 3 uses, 1 command word, 1 target.
Okay, so clearly something sketchy is going on here, huh?
Seems that way.
You are in free play. Do what you want.
Okay.
I am cleaning
So the
off
tavern's
a.
gone. We're in a different land.
You are in a different land.
Okay, well, he tried a thing and he almost drank well water,
I'm
which,
gonna drink it.
sure you weren't. And now we're in Australia. I tried a thing and I got a squishy brain. Your turn.
Can I cast no direction?
Absolutely. What are you trying to know the direction of?
Not here.
Not Australia. Yeah. We're just in the middle of nowhere, huh?
You're in the middle of Great Plains. There's a few small trees. There's wind whipping through, and you can hear a lot of animals.
Hey,
around.
I checked the Pixie Taco hamburger or something.
The hamburgers are still in there, covered in a weird slime. And as you open the pouch, the slime forms a smile and says, "I'm really enjoying myself."
Since
Don't close the bag yet.
What?
Purify food and drink.
You cast Purify Food and Drink into the pouch.
Into the pouch.
You cast Purify Food and Drink into the pouch. And you just hear one thing. "Oh man, I spent a lot at the bar a few hours ago. It's like 11 o'clock. I was already drunk. Fuck you," and the pouch closes itself.
Okay. Are there any plants about?
Yes?
I want to speak with the plants then.
You're going to cast Speak with Plants.
Yes.
Hippie.
if it says 3 uses, 1 word, single hop.
Also, if it
I will
says,
burn the place down.
if it says smoke me, don't listen.
Begin casting. Finish casting. There's no roll on this one. Speak with plants. All I need to know is what are you targeting? You can target the grass. I said there are small trees. There are shrubs.
Cactus.
Are there cactuses?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess.
You said no plants.
Okay, so you actually, that's what you think. The first thing you thought is I want to speak to a cactus.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, a cactus appears and disappears and appears and disappears and appears and disappears and appears.
Hi, cactus.
Yo!
That's not how it happened.
That's not how it happened!
The cactus says, "G'day."
Oh no.
Please, my friend, stay up here. Why don't you come up here? Come back here. My friend, you are now a cactus. Thank you. Thank you.
What's g'day? G'day? Okay.
He's insulting your language.
It's great, mate.
What's that?
Haven't you ever heard of it?
What?
Okay. Who can cast comprehend languages?
I thought I cast speak with plants, but it's not making sense. Do you know how to get anywhere that's not here?
Oh, I can cast lots of places. Lots of places in the jolly old outback.
Cool. Is there a steakhouse nearby?
Of course, mate. There's the Outback Steakhouse. They serve Foster's there.
No way.
And all of a sudden, the world changes again. You're standing on a hardwood floor covered in peanuts.
I'm allergic.
I start thinking of a brewery very, very hard.
You start thinking of a brewery.
Yes.
My cactus friend, would you do me a favor?
Okay.
I need you to roll that 20-sider, John. I need you to roll will save.
Oh, no. Is it a spell? Magic or
It is
poison?
not.
Damn.
There's a 14.
That's an 18.
All right, the cactus sitting in the middle of the room that you were talking to, saying good day to you multiple times, slowly fades away as you will yourself and the world to turn into a brewery, you said. A brewery filled with all the accoutrements of a brewery. I'm losing words, guys. Let's give our cactus a huge round of applause.
Guys, I found the beer.
This is my kind of place.
Right? I take a hammer and open a keg.
Right? You take a hammer, you open the keg, you smash it, you find the tap, you take your hammer, and you tap into it. The second you do, the beer flies out almost as if it was ultra pressurized, and 3 foaming beer-like humanoids show up.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Whoa! If it's beer elementals, would that technically make it LMNOP?
And that is bonus experience, and your character immediately dies. That is worth bonus experience, very good. Tarvin, standing on either side of you are a pair of bear elementals, and the scent coming off of them, it takes you back. It takes you back to before you tried to wield a weapon. It takes you back to before you tried to use magic. Back to your time as a young dwarf. You can see yourself being trained by a true dwarven war master. Your parents looking on, shaking their heads, as you're not quite interested in the training, because you remember this day. And the night before, you went out with friends and got drunk. It fast forwards again. You can see yourself sparring in a field. You don't remember what happened on this day. That loss of this memory is more painful than any sword that you have ever taken. Because you remember that this day is important, but you don't know why. And finally, you find yourself sitting in an alley, a flask next to you, pouring liquid constantly, just flowing and flowing because it will never end. And a gentleman in white robes coming up to you and putting your hand on his shoulder. And that memory and that memory alone is the only thing that snaps you out of it and brings you back to reality. With 2 beer elementals standing to your right and to your left. For the rest of you, that only happened in a moment, but for that moment, you saw something that shakes you to the core, because everyone in this group, every single person here has a role to play. Every person here brings part of the heart and soul to this group, and that was your strength. And for a moment, that strength broke down to nothing. Free play, for a moment, you can all take a surprise action as these creatures were expecting a different outcome. Go ahead, guys.
Are these creatures still actively coming out of the keg?
No, they have finished coming out. No, I apologize. Yes, they are still active. They are being fed by the keg. They're growing larger because of the keg.
Chill metal. See if we can freeze them.
Nice.
Chill metal. There are metal bands around the keg, yes. So yes, you can. You are going to cast chill metal on the keg?
Yeah.
The keg is an inanimate object. No need for a saving throw. All right, you see him begin casting, finishes casting. His hands go a cold blue, the color of just death, for just a moment as he sends the magic forward, and you see frost forming around the barrel. The spray of beer and foam that is coming out starts to stop, starts to slow, until it goes down to a drip. As frost starts flowing out of the barrel, they will not be growing any larger. Anyone else?
It looks like Tarvin. Beer slushy.
Beer slushies?
Oh my God, here's
Beer slushy.
Who can cast a straw?
I have a big hole. We can like hollow it out or something.
What do you guys do? 5 more seconds for free actions.
Taste it.
Taste it.
I'm sorry, taste it?
I grapple.
You just...
I hug one.
The dwarven bath.
This is kind of rubbing off on you.
It has physical form. They would have been concentrating on what they were doing. Auto success. You are grappling with beer.
It sounds like you, Uncle I.
This is getting too real.
And from the sky you can hear appropriate.
Then I slurp.
Jesus.
Hold on. I'm not going to have you roll to slurp. I'm going to have you roll for a moment because I have known you most of my life. Roll to get over the fact that you know you're going to get the beer in your beard.
I'm a dwarf. I don't care.
Shit, go.
I think the beer should roll for. The beer needs to roll for like fear
As a
factor.
matter of fact, it
As
should be
they
extra
see a
damage if it's sobered up.
dwarf charging at them. Give me a hug.
Beer's elemental gets smaller as it gets absorbed by the
All right. So, Tarbin.
Drink.
I have noticed that a lot of you are catching the drinking game that we play while doing this, and that's impressive. Tarbin, not wanting to be outdone by some stupid elementals, and as he hugs it, getting the idea of the make of these creatures, goes, well, I could just move in and give it a little slurpy hickey, but I'm Tarbin, and he jams his head into the thing's chest and starts drinking. And much like before with the shrink person spell, you see the large beer elemental. It is now a baby beer elemental. However, you're drowning.
Well, you gotta go sometime.
We can't drown in beer.
As you are standing there slurping this thing's essence and beeriness, you take a step to the side. I mean, you are still grappling with the creature. It is hitting you. And as you take a step to the side, you brush up against the barrel. And for a moment, once again, for all of you, that world flows away. You can all feel yourself having trouble breathing. You're all breathing in water. That cold is what broke everything. That cold was real. You are freezing, and everything comes back once again. You are still in the middle of the fight. I gave you 5 seconds. Somebody jumped in. I give 5 seconds again. I still have a few people that did not take a free action. Go.
I grab the wand.
You grab the wand. All right. You are.
I want to go home.
You say, I want to go home. Who do you target?
Me.
2 charges left. Neither were correct.
Wait, neither.
Out?
Yes.
The word
yeah.
and the word and the target were not correct. 2 charges left.
Oh man.
You see Bubbles be saying, I like it here.
He actually says a word bubble because it's funnier that way.
So he's inside one of the.
His head is inside the elemental that's shrinking as he drinks it because that's the kind of world I apparently run.
Well, what do I do when I don't know what to do? I'm gonna do a backflip. I have to do at least once. It's a distraction, right?
Roll.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Fuck. What's that? That's
Tumble.
Tumble.
Acrobat.
Oh, okay. 7 plus 15. 22.
Yeah. Johnny goes, I know what to do. Flips around, does a backflip. Your pixie pouch opens.
Shut up!
The hamburgers are happy?
And all of you, +1/+1, as though a bard song was just playing.
Yeah.
Oh, a new challenger arrives.
That's the end of the free actions. Guys, I'm going to need simple initiatives on this one, so just roll it. keeping track.
There we go.
Secondary.
I got a
All right. Who got over a 20?
Got
You can't get over a 20.
No, they can. Yeah, he's got some of you have bonuses. You got 20?
Well, my approved initiative. You said simple initiative. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Simple. I'm not going to keep track of it because it's only going to probably take 1 or 2 rounds to kill these things. I'm sorry. 20 goes first. Go ahead.
I'm still drinking.
You're still drinking. All right. Fortitude save.
I'm good at those.
I'm good at those.
Alcohol. We argue it's against poison.
I will say it is against poison for you.
16, 11, 27.
27. You see Tarbin. He doesn't need to breathe. He needs to drink. And the elemental vanishes. Along with Tarbin. There is another elemental left. You may not speak or act. You're gone.
Tarvin disappeared?
Tarvin disappeared. He drinks the elemental, and then you watched his mouth, where all the liquid was flowing in, starts to suck in everything. The atmosphere, the world, the wood, everything around him, including himself. And like pulling your foreskin over your head and vanishing up your ass, Tarvin gets sucked into his own mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm more impressed with the confidence in which you said that, as if you've done that before.
Dude, why do you get over the top end? I used to be a magician. You pull your foreskin over your head and vanish up your ass. It's like a rabbit out of the hat, but backwards.
Can I buy a scroll back?
Can you, sure.
Judge.
No, you can't leave.
I'm done with this.
Nico, if you leave, they don't have the wand. You're just fucking them.
Oh, yeah.
With the wand.
I mean, it's my wand now.
It is your wand.
I can catch
Does it vibrate?
That's what you
All right. That being said, in order to do that, Tarvin, because you would have got a save, I'm burning another one of my demon cards. So that one goes to me. No save. Tarvin vanishes. There is still a beer elemental in the room.
I mean, are we initiative still?
Oh yeah, whoever's next. So who got next to a 20? So we were 19, 18,
I got 19.
19 is you. Go ahead. Now remember, guys, for those of you who don't know, I just wanted to let you know, Xander and Mackie over here, they have not played D&D before this for the most part. I think Xander had played 1 or 2 games with me. Mackie had played 1 game with somebody else and did not enjoy it. So they are still learning the game. So I'm saying this for specifically Mackie. Mackie, this thing is made entirely of liquid. Bear that in mind when you make your next action. This is an elemental made of liquid, so think of what it might be immune to before you do anything. Mackie, you may take your turn, or if you would like to think, you may delay. It's up to you.
Lightning bolt.
That was him. I already sucked him into himself.
Lightning bolt.
It's beer. That would work.
What's up?
Someone just said shoot him with arrow. I don't think that would work.
Yeah.
Just go,
Lightning bolt.
You can always prepare an action, Mackie. You can always prepare an action, like a contingent thing.
Roll a charisma check and seduce. Let's not say we did.
All right,
And he fails in the
Ashton. Okay, guys. Ashton, I'm going to ask you now. What is your action? You have 10 seconds. No more help. No more help.
Seduce.
5. Ashton, you are delayed. Oh, you got something? Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Try again. Purify food and drink.
Oh.
Purify food and drink. I will take that.
This might be up there to create water for best fella.
Purify food and drink. Give me the highlighted number I'm trying to beat.
12.
12. You're going to hear me roll twice because I just realized that this creature is only my head and I need a number for him. Okay, now I'm rolling the save. The beer elemental turns around towards you and starts to clear down to a water elemental.
You found the long way to create water. Good job.
It worked.
All right, a water elemental standing there. That was a 19. Who's got an 18? 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Go.
I wouldn't call him a role model or anything, but he is older than me, and it seemed to work for him, and all I want to do is leave. I'm going to go and hug that water element.
Love will set you free.
Bad influence on the kids.
Jay runs over to the elemental, puts his arms around it, and once again, this time...
Grapple check.
What's up? No. Certain things work. Certain things work, especially stuff like this, because for a moment, for the briefest moment, it's not that you're having trouble breathing anymore. You're not under that water. It's not that you're standing here grappling with an elemental, a creature that in your studies you know has the chance to kill you. For a moment, you're just in a warm, wonderful atmosphere. And the elemental does hug you back. And you return back to where you are, and the elemental simply melts away.
Did you pee in the pool?
Mouse is too cute. You're still here.
I didn't go home.
So heart is actually useful.
For a moment, you can hear from the pixie pouch. You did. It's just not your home.
Well, there's no alcohol here. It's not his home, wherever the heck he went.
And freeze to the rest of the table. Tarbin,
Oh no.
you find yourself sitting at a very familiar table with a hole burned in the middle of it. There are 3 steaks, 20 hamburgers, none of with a special sauce on it.
It is slightly leaning to one side.
It is, thank you, I appreciate that. It is slightly leaning to one side.
And a bunch of books.
Tarbin, you feel different. Your
Probably
voice...
really, really drunk.
Yeah, that too. Your voice feels hollow. And around you, mirrors form. And you can see yourself. When you look straight ahead, you can see Tarbin. You can see Tarbin, the dwarf warrior. The dwarf warrior with the power of lightning and evocation. And that's until you turn your head to the right. And all you see is a line. A simple, 2-dimensional figure. And a creature sits in front of you. Tarbin, I told you I'm here to help. There's payment for leaving this place. Tarbin, you don't know because you don't want to know. There's something that's been stopping you from truly showing your potential. For a moment, you go back again. You go back farther than you would ever care to remember. You go back to the day when you were the top of your class in this Dwarven Academy. You go back to this day when you could not lose a tournament, where every weapon was your bitch.
And they didn't shatter.
And they didn't shatter constantly on you.
Oh man.
You go back to this day, and you remember the boy's name. I don't, but you do. Thurabach. Thurabach, the second in your class, pulls you aside one day and wants to thank you. And he hands you a flask. A flask with a small ferret face on the front. You come back to now, sitting at the table with the figure. Tarbin, you know what he did to you. You can give it up.
This is a really weird intervention.
Yes, but the best intervention, he snaps his fingers and a bunch of streamers come down. It just says Tarbin cured. This could be real. And a small, glowing, undead, translucent hand appears in front of you.
I'll give him the flask.
You take out the flask? You give it to him?
Sure.
You put the flask in his hand, his fingers close around it, and you hear a single word. Awaken. All of you see Tarbin through the frozen barrel, the ice shatters, and Tarbin spills out of it into himself, reforming his body almost out of water. Tarbin, you are back with them. Standing there, you no longer have the ever full flask.
Don't drink that beer. Do not drink that
Welcome
beer.
back.
I jump on Tarbin and hug him.
Tarbin, you are being hugged.
Like you too, little guy.
I joined in.
I try to drink him.
Don't leave hickeys at our dwarfs!
It's just a peck on the cheek.
Tarbin, little Jay ran up to you, threw his arms around you.
I'm sorry, little Jay, what's your height?
Oh, right.
4'11"?
Slightly bigger than you, Jay.
Jay tackles you,
Well, I'm sure I weigh more than he does.
and you step back and take it because you are sure-footed as a dwarf. You take a few step backs, he puts his arms around you, puts his lips to the side of your neck, and you feel a slight slurp.
And he gets vaulted.
You are now a thrown weapon. What do you do?
I'll oppose this. I'm grappling.
You are, in fact,
We can
grappled.
grapple. I can
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So can I.
do this. Do you have improved grapple?
Oh my god.
Oh,
'Cause I do.
I don't want to hear shit from you.
I have a hamburger. Oh, jeez.
Go ahead.
Oh no.
No, no.
I'm assuming it's plus strength.
Oh my god.
It's plus base attack bonus and strength. It's like an attack. It's like an attack.
in the toss.
That's 14, and I have improved, whatever that does.
Yep, I do know what that does.
So, plus base attack plus strength.
Yeah.
Wait, I give you the wrong.
That's 26.
26. In the current scenario, the improved grapple does not help. He grabs on and suckles slightly at your neck.
I just want to leave.
Jay, you get a slight taste of stale beer and angry dwarf. Which, by the way, Tarbin, you realize would be a great name for your next beer.
I'm sure there's a little bit of meat sweats in there.
And some of the meat sweats. He tastes like hamburger.
Don't say that. He'll take a bite.
Someone's gonna get a dwarven headbutt.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. All right. You are still holding on to him. You're grappled. What do you guys do?
This isn't working.
Maybe not for you.
And I let go. And I step back.
Tarbin?
I just walk away.
Me too. That flips out of the room.
You guys turn around, walk away. The floor underneath your feet, the worn wood of alcohol-soaked boards, slowly becoming more firm, slowly becoming a lighter color, slowly turning into a soft bamboo wood. As you guys find yourself standing in the middle of a monastery.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
An old human man sitting up at the front of a large class of young students. Looking out, you can't see the faces of a single student, all of them covered in white robes, the robes down over their head. The old man informing them, I'm sorry. We tried. We tried to help him, but Jaka couldn't stay anymore. We have to forget him. We have to let him go. As he grabs a torch that was placed in the sconce next to him, and the entire room starts humming in unison, a soft chant that hasn't been heard in centuries, as he takes the torch and places it onto the bamboo wood floor. Not a single person in the room moving. Everything fades away, and you guys find yourself back inside the town with the tavern and the bodies, back where this all started, in the ruined town of Gentremore.
We did something wrong back here.
A small black book falls from nowhere.
No, don't touch it!
And a giggling coming from the pouch. You don't know what this book could be, you don't know what's inside it, but all of you have the same vision in your head. And that is a monk smacking himself in the head with it.
Well, I'll take it and hit Jack in the head with it. If that's my vision.
You take it and hit Jaka in the head with it, and all you hear from the background is 3, sir.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Nothing more, nothing less.
Thank you. That is right now.
So we only have 2 uses left.
5 is right now.
That's right.
1, 2, 5.
Lisa.
3, my lord.
Okay. Please don't hit me with books.
I mean, you asked nicely.
Okay.
That is free play. Go ahead, gentlemen.
So you
guess-
didn't make it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that the disease that got you?
You have to be more specific than that.
How many diseases do you... Never mind. Okay.
How about we focus on that later?
I'm talking about the STD. It's huge.
Jesus.
What's...
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the book.
Oh, okay.
It is totally blank.
You have a book now.
Toss it to you. I have no interest in the book.
Oh, okay.
You have a book.
I have a book.
You have a little black book.
You have a little black book. It strangely enough, in your hands, feels fairly light and balanced. You think this would make a great weapon, especially for hitting somebody in the head.
I hit it with a book.
I'm just saying that you can hit the head with a book. Auto-critical.
What?
Yes.
Oh no.
Roll your damage times 2.
Damage.
What's the damage on a book?
Not a D20.
1d4. 1d4. Sorry, the book is specific. You need a foresight.
Okay, I was
I
gonna say
apologize,
because that's
that's
about
my
to be
Entirely my bad.
For your bonus book.
That didn't happen. 6.
6, you have no strength bonus then, right? 9. Javelin, take 9 points of bludgeoning damage to your head.
Sorry, I didn't think that would hurt that.
Yeah, no, that book, that's legit, dude. Alright, you guys are in free play. What do you do?
Okay, so we're in. No, we were in a monastery. A second
Could you
ago.
read the book?
Now where are we? It's blank.
Back at the Central Morning in the tavern.
Yes, you are back at Gentremore outside the Burnt
Bodies,
Tavern.
everything's on fire.
And what happened to Bard guy? I forget.
Bard guy, we're talking about Walter Shields?
Yeah.
He is standing still by the well, his hand still outstretched where he was trying to levitate a bucket, but he has not been given another command, therefore he is in stasis.
Oh.
He's just standing there.
Alright.
You need a target.
Okay. Yep. So clearly we are stuck here until we figure out this wand, which I learned I can touch and it doesn't hurt.
The voice flows over all of you once again. 2 charges left. 1 activation word.
We
1
heard
target.
you.
And a voice comes only to you, Tarbin. The command word is awaken.
So we need a
I think
word.
I know the command word.
What is it?
Awaken.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Book?
You hold up the book.
wait,
As you're touching the book, all you can think of is something that doesn't exist. The goofiest play that you've ever heard of, and stuck in your head for the rest of this game. One night at the round table, we danced around. It's dismal life in Camelot, I have to but my lot. It is quite apparent to you that this book came into being because of a joke.
Guys, this book is hilarious.
That sounds funny. Jay, can you awaken the book?
I'm not sure I want to attempt that.
I'll try.
We need a target.
A voice flows out. 2 charges left. 1 command word. 1 target.
Our words.
Obviously, as I'm hoping you all heard, it isn't just in my head. 2 charges, because somebody wasted our first one.
It's all asses and elbows from down here, all right? What do we need to awaken?
I don't know, he just said the command word's awaken.
Okay.
But we need a target then.
But the only other thing we've gotten is the book.
But we only have 1 target.
Right, maybe the target's a book.
But what's asleep? So think about all the magic things we've done. We got a staff. Like, to get away from things, it was blink. Like, you blink and you're gone.
Okay.
What if
There was something about the limp dick wand. What was that?
What if
The wand of serpent strike.
what if the
No, it's the limp dick
what
wand.
if the target is certain surprise?
Like
Yeah, we're all sleeping.
What if that's the target? Certain surprise.
As a group.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who thought that I was drowning.
I'm just really cold.
For a moment, as you say, I'm not the only one who thought we was drowning. All of you, once again, there's that sudden ripple of everything around you. You can feel yourselves, water no longer in your mouths, water as you're taking a breath moving into your throat. Tarbin, you can feel nothing but the most bone-chilling cold you have ever felt in your existence. And then you all return, once again, the ripple happening again. Back inside the town. The tavern burnt down to stones, dead bodies laying everywhere. Walter Shields standing over the well, his arm outstretched, not moving, still in a stasis effect. What do you guys do?
We
Try to awaken us.
is that what we're trying?
I think so.
I think so.
Ashton, you've been kind of quiet. As per normal.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a good plan. It is one thing.
Okay.
One group.
Target, Circus Surprise, Awaken.
The wand flashes, targeting Cirque de Surprise, and a huge booming voice travels out over the land. You have 1 charge left. The command word is awaken. You still need a valid target. There was applause coming from the bag. And 1 more burger is gone because it's been an hour and 6 minutes and some of them are hungry.
Cannibalistic cat.
You grab a burger. That's right, you had a burger. And you pull a burger out and you have a slight snack.
Miles.
So it's not us. We don't need to wake up. It's the people that need to wake up.
Far
The
out,
world
man.
freezes. There's a soft ripple. Cirque de surprise, you are frozen. Ashton, you are not. Ashton, you find yourself in the middle of a very dense forest. The trees are closing in around you. You've been left out here. You remember this. You remember your training. Training. It's such a weird word to you. In fact, being with Cirque de Surprise for so long and hearing them talk about training, it always leaves that little tingle in your spine. Because you remember your father taking you out for training. Your father who showed you how to hunt and gather as quickly as possible. Your father who showed you how to track in the most haphazard way. Your father who tried to teach you how to survive in the wilderness for only a year, being the ranger that he was. And finally, your father taking you out for training. That word, that vile, vile word. Because your father took you out into the forest, sat you down, and that's the last day you ever saw him. Ashton.
I'll be right back.
Ashton, you are sitting alone in the middle of a forest. What do you do?
Oh, boy.
Ashton, why don't you move the microphone closer to yourself?
Myself close to the mic.
Or that. Well, he thinks. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Give it a good look at what's around.
You look around. You can see that the trees form a perfect circle around you. The area is familiar, but when you were here before, there was a path. There was something to start you out on. But right now, it's just a cold, desolate, empty clearing surrounded by trees. What do you do?
Did I get anything from knowledge of nature?
Knowledge nature? Go ahead, roll it.
14.
Trees are made of two things, nature and chaos. No tree looks exactly like another. When a tree grows, its branches spread the way it wants. These trees do not. Every tree is the same. They fit perfectly together. This is totally unnatural to you.
I'm gonna try to walk towards the trees. Anyway.
You start walking towards the tree line. You hear a soft voice, a voice that you recognize. The voice of Jay. You don't have to go that way.
Keep walking, same direction.
You keep walking in the same direction. A booming voice, a loud voice, one filled with strength. Tarbin, Ashton, you don't have to go there.
Keep walking, same direction.
You keep walking forward. Jaka's soft hissing voice. Ashton, please, just stay here with us. We're going to help you.
I'll look around to see if I can find anything.
You look around and you are totally alone in this clearing.
Keep walking towards the trees.
The voice of Twitch, musical, bringing you a little bit of hope.
All right, fine, I'll stay.
You stop. 5 of the trees morph into your group, all standing around you.
Not a tree, a shrubbery.
A shrubbery. However, Cirque de Surprise, you are totally locked. You may not say anything to each other either. Oh, okay, if it's not again, that's fine. Ashton, you can feel something. this group that has traveled and trained with you, they're closer to you than anyone you felt before. Ashton, state a truth about Tarbin. Ashton, state a truth about Tarbin.
He really dislikes tigers. Possibly, but not assuredly, more than he likes people.
Tarbin, you feel yourself slowly being able to move. Ashton, state a truth about Jaka.
Finest backflip ride.
Ashton, state a truth about Jay.
Curiously mysterious.
Ashton, state a truth about Jay.
He had the wand.
Ashton, state a truth about Jay. The tree that Jay was standing under is slowly getting smaller. Five, 4, Jay, you are locked at this time. Ashton, state a truth about Twitch.
He's very charming.
Ashton, state a truth about Twitch.
He's a halfling bard.
The shrubbery that exists in Twitch's realm starts to shrink. Ashton, state a truth about Twitch.
He strums very well.
Jay, you start to be able to move a little bit. Cirque surprise. State a truth about Ashton. Carbon?
It's a damn fine shot.
Jaka. Five.
He handles a badger very well.
He does.
And finally,
So well, he's so well behaved.
he is so well behaved. He never even enters into combat. And finally, Twitch.
His strength of will allows him to hold an orb that we will not touch.
And as you say those words, a small gray figure appears on your shoulder. None of you can see it, it's quite tiny, and it whispers into your ear, Ashton, you're killing Jay. You know what to say, you just don't want to say it. That's always been your problem. You know what to say, but you never seem to want to say it. Ashton, tell us the truth about Jay. Ashton, what do you think of him?
I don't know much about him.
Ashton, do you trust him?
I do.
The tree reforms and you are able to step out of it. You guys are all in a large clearing. You are surrounded by trees and nothing else. Ashton, look around. Does this exist?
Yes.
Where does this exist? Where are you, Ashton? You're a ranger. Where are you?
Forest.
What do you say?
In a forest.
Every tree looks exactly alike. This isn't a forest.
We're in a dream.
Correct. The answer is whose dream? You all find yourself back inside of the main town, dilapidated tavern, a undead figure standing over a well, his hand frozen. All of you are free action. Go ahead.
Are we done with much with our well friend over here?
That tree was tiny.
I might add trees to the list.
Oh, the list.
Can I put that on my list?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, I don't know, dude. Did we experience that? I don't even.
Oh yeah, no. You experienced it. I wouldn't let you react, but you all experienced it. My bad. I should have said something.
Just making sure. So
I'm going to jump on Ashton and give him a hug.
From the pouch, you can hear, "Aw." You give him a big old hug,
That's all.
I don't resist.
and you don't resist a little voice that still seems to be coming from your shoulder, but definitely is not. You can trust again. Believe me, we want to see you trust. The voice goes away.
Sorry, I just missed you. So anyway,
have you the dream?
have you the dream?
Have you the dream?
Do you have the dream? I have the dream.
Are we any closer to knowing what to
Slightly.
thing on the thing?
Slightly.
Can you do anything with this bard, or can I like do something?
We need to awake somebody else that's dreaming. Who the hell is dreaming? We need to look at
A
exactly.
little louder, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry. We need to look at. We know we need to awaken something. We know that somebody or something is dreaming. Do we assume that it is one of us? Although the target was surprised, that didn't work. Maybe
And it
because
wasn't
maybe
you
because it's
when
too
you
big.
targeted yourself.
I am. I do not believe I'm. Be fair.
That's awesome.
If I don't think I would be dreaming. I don't think you're. Who would be dreaming of us?
Oh.
It's that fat bastard Wolf.
You're so clothed, so I'm gonna say no.
Whoa.
You hear a large voice from behind you laughing. Wanting to see him naked like I'd be able to see it at all.
Easy.
I am so gonna kill that guy.
He's standing about 40 feet behind you.
Lightning ball.
Turn around, lightning ball?
Lightning
Lightning
ball.
ball.
Lightning ball?
Here we go.
You are attempting your new spell.
Yep.
You get ready to roll your save is the spell level plus 15.
And it just replaces fireball. That's 3, right?
Right, but you're used so it's 18 is what you're trying to beat. You see Tarbin reach up, a lightning bolt from the heavens strikes his hand, forming a ball in his hand, and
Hey! That's a 17. You said it's a will save, right?
Yep.
So that's +1, and it's magic.
Yep.
So that's +2, so that's a 20.
You now have a new spell. You may take Fireball, take it off, but it is Lightning Ball. He grabs the Lightning Ball, puts it into his hands, and flings it at the creature, striking it into the chest. And guys, what happens when you get a fat guy with lightning?
Lightning is everything else.
Bacon.
You see, first off,
Don't make it sound so appealing, Tarvin.
a giggle coming from the bag,
I said. Okay, you can look at this one.
and
Just
apparently
watch
a rainbow forming on top of him as the creature explodes, but not into bacon, just into a bunch of shit. You get no bacon. The creature does explode.
this one. Clearly see what he was made of.
From on top of a roof, you can see a small purple cobalt. I apologize, I have the color wrong. You all recognize him as Volk. Volk, you recognize being the cobalt that created the giant creature that you have fought recently, standing on top of a building. We don't want you to fail. We truly don't. But you're really making it very, very entertaining. As a lightning ball comes right back down towards you.
Can I take a moment during
Yes,
this?
absolutely.
Okay. Pocketing the wand,
Okay.
since I can obviously touch that.
Yes.
Again, taking off my shawl,
Okay.
reaching into my bag,
Yep.
pulling out the orb. Looking for this fuckwad?
Here we go.
Because it has gotten so confusing, we now have a physical representation of the orb. Thank you so much for creating the new rep for us, which pops out of the bag and directly into your hands to represent the orb from this point forward. Now, if I understand correctly, you are using your to not touch it.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Played that game once.
You're good. You're good.
Played that game one
Guys,
time.
thank you so much for creating our little prop. That thing is beautiful. If you'd like to see it, please come to us after the show. It's really cool, hand-painted rock. Thank you so much, guys. Let's give it a round of applause. Thank you. You can hear a strange applauding noise coming from the pouch. As you hold the orb out in front of you, you hold the orb out in front of you and offer it to them, and you almost hear...
I'm not offering it. I'm just saying, are you looking for this?
I apologize. And you hear a decisive snort. He's still holding the ball of lightning in his hand, ready to throw it at Tarbin. Jay, don't you understand? We want to know more about the orb. We don't want to see it go this soon. But it's really funny to watch Javelin get hit by his own spell. Damn!
Drink?
No.
No, drink.
No.
Why?
And the lightning ball strikes you. It is as per fireball, so it's an auto hit, but reflex save.
That's your specialty.
No, it's not. 11.
I missed the DM screen.
It's right here. Do you want it as
No,
is?
yeah, it does not count if I don't. 7, and 21 points of lightning damage if you fail to reflex save. That's not what happened.
What happened?
Okay, you see him reach back with the lightning. What are you doing?
Changing the damage.
Changing the damage. From the pouch, go ahead. I need, actually, where I understand that you said changing the damage, I'm going to have a unique effect here. You're technically, just so you know, rolling a saving throw. I'm not going to reveal what it was. Roll the die, and I'll explain it as it happens.
18. Yeah.
18.
I hope.
The kobold reaches back with the ball of lightning, throws it down, and from the pouch you hear, "That's not what happened." And you are struck with so many miniature tables. They look like wooden versions of the things in Papa John's boxes. Take 6 bludgeoning damage and enjoy your hell. Yep, 3-legged tables. Oh, you got that. Yes?
Because I think it would be hilarious.
Okay.
Absolutely hilarious.
Uh-huh.
Empathic healing.
Empathic healing. Who are your 2 targets?
Of course, it's going to be the kobold.
The kobold takes the
table damage.
Okay.
I want to see a kobold get hit by miniature tables.
A weird incant comes from the pouch, and a portal. Oh, I'm sorry. You hit? Okay.
Yeah.
A portal opens up in front of Tarbin.
So he takes.
The tables come flying at you. A portal opens up in front of you. Some of the tables going into the portal portal opening up behind the kobold, and he gets pelted repeatedly. And falls off the roof, hitting the ground, turning into a huge puddle of gray
That's
goop.
not how it happened.
It did what?
It didn't hit the kobold, it hit the orb.
The tables come out of the portal, go towards the kobold's head. A second portal opens. Going through that portal, going ping, 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 ping. Unfortunately, I'm going to say, because there is no... dude, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. The tables strike the orb, knocking it from your hand, and it hits the ground, immediately rolling directly towards Twitch. That being said, at the very beginning of this, I said the portal only got some of those tables. The rest of them flow around Tarbin, circling him, spinning around him, almost like the weirdest ion stone you have ever seen. Tarbin, the very next attack that you choose, these tables will block for you. It is a smart defense. 1 damage roll of mine, the tables will take instead of you. Also, you have tables swirling around you.
The tables are his ally now? Yes.
React appropriately. The orb. Oh.
Oh no! Open the mead.
The game ends, that's fine. Oh, yes, you did bring me mead.
Tables fall, everyone dies.
Tables fall. All right. The orb hits the ground and starts rolling directly towards Twitch. Oh my God. Jay? You don't know what's causing it? You're frozen. Jacob?
Yes.
Frozen.
This is like the 4th time this game.
Everyone.
Yep.
Frozen.
Let it roll, let it roll.
Didn't want to not kill my friends. Wait.
Do you want to kill your party?
+2 for everyone for the Bard song.
I get the +2 too.
Twitch, there's an orb rolling directly at you. What do you do?
Everybody's hugging something and I'm feeling left out. I'm gonna take a knee and just hug the orb.
Oh dear.
You take a knee and go to hug the orb. I need you to roll an attack against this, a simple touch attack. So no bonus, just your either dex or strength plus base attack.
20.
20.
Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
All right. It's not so much that you didn't succeed, it's that you got extra information. The orb is rolling directly towards you. You would like to interact with it, so you go down to hug it, and it tried to evade you. It was trying to get in your pouch. But as it jumps through your arms, you reach up and you grab it with your hand. And you find yourself standing next to Jay in a holy black area with a huge demon just on the horizon, staring down at both of you. Back already.
For years.
Let me tell you, we can just talk our way out of this. It worked last time. Don't worry about it. Hey, we're not ready yet. We were just convening about
A gray, shapeless form appears behind both of you.
Hey,
His
this
hand-
guy's causing us a lot of problems.
He
if
looks
you could do
strangely
that-
at you.
Wait. I turn around. I remember how this works. You're gonna follow me.
He does follow you, however, the gray, shapeless form stays in a set position in space and time.
I'm gonna find you eventually. You're right there. I swear to God.
The gray, shapeless form puts his hands on both of your shoulders. Please, I don't want this to end yet. Please don't do this. We want to see how everything pans out. This is not the ending we hope for. It's not what we want. Please don't do this to us.
It's not what I want either. I don't want to be a weird glowy thing.
The creature locks eyes with you. I'm sorry, the creature locks eyes with Twitch. I just realized I'm looking
Yes,
at both of you.
we're
Yep,
in
I'm
the
retarded.
same direction.
I'm retarded.
This is mine. I'm sorry.
You both fade away and you are standing back in the courtyard with everyone else. You are holding the orb, Twitch. One charge left. One command word.
We
one
heard you.
target.
What if we awaken the orb?
I have reason to believe that's a bad idea.
From the pouch, yet again, a roar of laughter. Everyone, this compounds +1/+1 again to all actions.
I think it's the real thing. It was scary. Give please.
Give it back. You have it in your thing, and you put it back in your backpack.
Hey, please.
What do we break?
Nothing.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. My dex is better than that.
We need to talk about your friend later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You guys follow any of this?
My dear, can you name a character that has appeared in this game before that is not at this table? Any character that has appeared in here before. A name. It's okay. I'm terrible at names too. I have a list
What was
of...
the witch's name?
What's up?
What was the witch's name?
Halavi.
Televive.
And in front of you appears Halavi.
Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?
Oh no.
My dear, would you come stand with me?
I'm gonna ball lightning. I'm getting ball lightning.
I can see you, smartass.
Loud enough in the back of the room to hear you, just so you know. Go ahead.
Ah, it is you. Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello. I'm here to help.
And what do we owe you the pleasure?
Sorry.
What do we owe you the pleasure?
Nothing in particular. I'm just here to help.
Are you enjoying yourself, dear?
Very much so.
Are you having a good time?
Yes.
Who are you talking to?
You all
Just
get a
somebody's
+1.
voice in the pouch, dear. Nothing to worry about.
Oh. How do you know the voice in the pouch?
We all can hear. I am nervous.
Halavi fades away. Guys, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much.
So wait.
The orb wants in the pouch. The orb is rolling towards me. You try to go.
I'm not.
The
Oh,
voices.
wait.
The orb always wanted in the pouch.
The voices are coming from the pouch as well.
Who is Hell? Can I like Helavive?
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense to you guys? Do you know how to read Helavive? Air quotes.
Yes.
You know how to catch a hammer.
I don't know. Throw a hammer at me.
Don't hurt my.
Oh, that's right. You don't have any.
I have throwing hammer.
Go ahead.
I chuck a throwing hammer at him then.
You chuck a throwing hammer at him, you get hit with a throwing hammer, it does, it hit.
I'm sorry. Was I not going to try to dodge that?
I apologize, roll to hit.
No, it probably doesn't hit.
You duck out of the way, and you hear behind you a weird growl. Oh, really? Come on!
You hit the fat guy.
Now, as you turn around, you see a short, squat dwarf with no boots on.
Oh, that guy!
Well, if you weren't napping with your feet a nail, anyway.
I will have you know that Go fuck yourself.
Wait, I've seen this work before. I go and hug him.
You hear giggling from the pouch.
I empty the pouch.
You empty the pouch? All right, one moment. I'm going to finish up with him. You hear some giggling from the pouch. And Uramir puts his arms around you, says, I am so glad you could make it. And Uramir melts away into a pile of goop.
You hug people and they disappear.
The pouch pours out and 400...
Not
Hey,
disappearing.
Nico. You have 1 charge left.
I heard you the first time!
And the DM is deaf.
You have 1 charge left, 1 activation word, and a single target. You pour out the pouch, and 499.99 pounds of burger fall out, and some gray, shapeless matter, which reforms into a gray, shapeless being. You can tell now that this being, this creature, this smile, that smile that you remember putting your hand in at first, this thing that just wanted blood at the beginning, is just enjoying itself. It's smaller than it was at the beginning. It's slightly smaller. But honestly, at this point, it is far bigger than I expected it to be. And the creature stands in front of you and takes a deep bow. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you. But I'm sorry, you're still not learning. You're just not quite there yet. Cleric Otree walks out of the tavern. You need just a little bit more, just a little push. Gentramorty steps on top of a roof, a white knight in pearl white clothing. I'm sorry, but there's one thing that you've always been very, very good at. Helaviv, stepping to the roof, holding a huge orb of lightning. Pressure. You always function so well under pressure. And a demon raising up over the horizon, looking down at you. Well, I don't think it gets much worse than this. So solve it. Solve it. You guys are in free action as all of them ready in action.
Now.
Sense motive.
Roll it. Would you please roll that die?
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
I am going to.
16.
16.
Total? 12. You're not getting anything.
Oh.
They look like a big scary demon.
Can I sense it?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Would you, my dear, please roll the die? Well, oh, hold on. Somebody's using a scroll?
We have a scroll.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What's the scroll?
Everybody hurts.
Oh my God, give me the scroll. Did you have that one?
Everybody dies.
Make a poem, a limerick, a haiku, anything along those lines, so long as it pertains to the game. For the rest of the encounter, the players get +2 to all rolls. Don't forget the other pluses you've been getting. Now what is your total?
Oh, that +5 to hit.
That +5. No, that's
It applies to rolls?
It applies to rolls.
Oh, we thought what you said.
Oh, I apologize. No, it applies to rolls.
I also thought
18 does beat that, so my dear, I do need you to roll one more time for me. Thank you. And Twitch, this is going to be against yours. Sense motive. We have 2 people that are sensing motive.
Yeah, baby.
It's a roll of 18. with a-
Reroll it. Reroll it. It's a cock die. We count that as a cock die. Five?
Yeah.
What's your sense motive?
31.
These creatures, every single one of them, they want you to succeed. But the more important thing that you're getting from the sense motive, the scenery, the land, everything is one. There is no creature. There is no demon. This is all just one. One charge left. The activation word is awakened. One target.
Can you target the plane? Look at the little plane.
A voice flows over. What is the plane? You asked it. Who is dreaming?
Jesus Christ.
Who is dreaming? What is dreaming? Who is dreaming?
I like to consider myself a dreamer, but that didn't work.
Each of the creatures
I mean,
laughs.
he did that.
They gotta laugh. I'll take the credit. Thank you. Thank you very much. Who is
Each of the
dreaming?
creatures laugh. A few of the creatures applaud.
They like jokes.
Who likes being entertained? What likes being entertained? Who likes being entertained?
I like being entertained.
Look at the audience.
Well, I mean, they're the audience, right?
10 seconds.
Just do it.
9, 8,
Just do it.
Yeah.
You got the wands.
Yeah.
Just do it.
4,
Yeah.
Yes.
3, 2.
Awaken target audience.
Audience, will save.
We got lucky.
What's up?
We got lucky.
We got lucky! I need you up here, my friend. Get to the other side of that table. Are you ready?
Yes.
Cirque de surprise! Every creature disappears. Everything on the plane of existence disappears, and you stand around a broken and beaded table. That table combines with the gray matter to form a single person wearing a leather coat, a bald head, and glasses. I have your stats, my friend, but you're rolling the die. Cirque de surprise. When you entertain, when you go on a limb like this, people appreciate what you do. But some people just want to watch the world burn. Roll for initiative. 16! Cirque de surprise, the world flows away around you. I do apologize, I have your character sheets behind here so I have an idea of what your initiative is. And let me describe the scene for you. You find yourself in a small room at a small convention with a gentleman standing across the table from you. You are all seated in chairs. One of you has a glorious fucking beard. One of you is one of the funniest people I know. One of you has made the show possible. One of you is insanely short but brought me to the fandom. And one of you has changed 3 different conventions that I go to. And across from us is the only thing stopping you from returning to the lives you know.
Lightning bolt.
I gotta pee.
Me too.
Do your thing.
Lightning ball.
Oh. Tarvin, just the bolt, please. I'm right here. That's not that far.
Reflex save, please.
Oh dear.
Roll a 1.
Oh, one.
Everybody's got more cards out there.
4! Tarvin!
8d6, right?
8d6. A ball of energy flies at you, striking you dead center of the chest.
We gotta see his hit points, get his insurance card.
23.
23 points of damage. A ball of lightning hits you dead center of the chest. You can feel it strike you. Audience, how does this make you feel? The audience is kind of with us, plus 10 more damage. You take the lightning bolt. I'm sorry, it would be your turn next. Go ahead.
I mean, I would do what rogues do best.
And what's that?
I apologize, whoever this is. Oh, God. It's not my fault.
The young Twitch does what rogues and furries do best. They do it from behind. I said Twitch, I'm sorry, Jay. I am out, I owe you a drink. to hit and then for damage.
I wanted him to take his wallet, but unfortunately that's not a...
That would have been the worst one.
21.
That is definitely a hit. Roll for damage. And while he's figuring out damage, it's about to be your turn. So I need to ask you something.
Yes.
What do you do? Audience, I'm talking to all of you.
Shit.
Did you say shit? Shake. Oh, shank.
Magic missile.
16. Color spray?
16?
Rainbow.
16 point of damage as you feel a strange feeling in your spine. Bolts of different colors spray out from this part of the audience as they say rainbow power.
Delicious.
And you roll the 1, so it goes back on you, and now you're fabulous. Somebody else. They are already fabulous. Somebody else fires a magic missile. The missile's going awry, flying out, and I'll let Kage know tomorrow that he got hit for 7 points of damage.
He will too.
But unfortunately, Jay, with his powerful thrust from behind, gives you what you and most every other fur wanted. Backdoor action. And my friend, you are vanquished the way only a furry can be, with a large rainbow dildo. Guys, give him a round of applause. Cirque surprise! As you watch Jay live out something that's probably going to cause some mental issues later.
Guys, don't put this on X-Tube.
Again. Too late.
All of them vanish. For a moment, all of you are having trouble breathing. You find yourselves underwater. And as you stand up, finally getting the water from your lungs, the ordeal, the stress of it all, you simply slump down against the wall, keeping your head out of the water this time, and fall into a peaceful sleep, finally within your own dreams. Tarbin?
I'm cold.
You're freezing. But you can't help remember a forest. A forest where one of your own, the quietest, most elusive member of the group, made it clear that you are a team. And you know they're coming for you. You don't know how it'll work out. No one ever does. But they're coming for you. And back on that dream, back on that plane, an elderly elf smiles to himself as everything starts to slowly fade away. And he reaches down and picks up a small wooden crate with a bit of purple ooze flowing out the side. He goes, "This'll be a good home for you. I think they're worth it." Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dungeons and Dragons!
Can I make a last roll to move silently?
Move silently? Sure, you're moving silently.
Okay, that's
bowel movement.
No, that's still a 19.
19?
And I would like to take a couple pluses because I'm soaked in sewage.
Yeah.
I really need to pee. I peed myself.
Guys, really quick outro starting over here.
Hi, I'm Dusty Montail playing Twitch Tinkerfoot, your halfling bard.
I am Miko playing Jay Blue, the human rogue that just loves people.
Somebody.
I'm Xander the Blue playing Jaka the Dragon Monk.
He fights and kicks, he hits with sticks, Dragon Monk. Tarbin?
I'm John playing Tarbin the Dwarf Ice Cube.
That's so cool.
And I'm Matthew playing Ashton the Ranger.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Altoy. I have been your DM. Thank